It's Super Tuesday, and the gloves have come off. Reports of votes being switched from Trump to Rubio are flooding the local Austin talk radio station KLBJ AM as voting began early Tuesday morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey, I just got a heads up advice for people voting today. I just voted, and in reviewing my ballot, I'll just tell you I voted for Trump, and when I reviewed it, it had Rubio marked.
What? Okay.
So you marked Trump, and then you went back to check your selections when you were done, and it was suddenly Rubio.
My mother, she's 85. She did early voting last week, and she went in there and she pushed the button for Trump, and when she checked it before she left, it went to Rubio, and she brought that to their attention after she changed it back, and they kind of treated her like she just didn't know which button to push.
Wow, you're the second person that said that.
And so it wasn't until the very end when I was checking my ballot that I noticed that I was listed as I didn't see my candidate. And so I called over the gentleman and I said, hey, I'm not seeing my presidential vote. And then he just said what he could was, you've voted uncommitted. Hi, how are you this morning?
Good.
How can we help you?
Well, I was a little concerned, and I just wanted to report this. I've heard this now from two different people, one being from your show about the gentleman in Georgetown who tried to vote for Donald Trump this morning, and it showed up as Rubio.
Yes, We've had a couple of those, yeah.
Well, I had the same experience. We voted at the location at the Church of Christ Church in Leander, and I placed my vote for Mr. Trump. Definitely. And upon reviewing before confirming, it showed up as Elizabeth Gray.
Complaints from the Boston area, people attempting to vote today, telling us that the lever will not go down over Donald J. Trump's name. We saw the massive cheating in Ohio that most likely delivered the state to George Bush over John Kerry. There's a lot of evidence the machines were tampered with then. 4 years later, under Mitt Romney, you may recall, Alex, that Karl Rove was incensed on Fox when he was told that Romney would lose Ohio. He was incensed. He said it had to be wrong. That's because Karl thought that he had taken care of that problem. Evidently, Barack Obama came in with a higher bid to the local poobahs, the people who controlled the machinery. But those Diebold machinery, those Diebold voting machines, the Diebold, all their executives, the family, they're all major donors to the Bush machine. So there's plenty of reason for cause here. We are not going to let this nomination be stolen from Donald Trump.
Meanwhile, the hidden truth behind Rubio's alleged attendance at homosexual foam parties continues to fight its way to the surface. InfoWars investigative reporter Wayne Madsen writes, in its latest spewing of venom, the Daily Beast blamed white supremacists for being behind the Rubio gay past stories. The Beast article also claimed that after Alex Jones's Prison Planet and InfoWars ran the Rubio story, other fringe sites began to pile on. Wayne writes, for the information of the Beast and its foreign hire staff, WayneMadsenReport.com was the first to highlight Rubio's gay past in South Beach, Miami.
I mean, he's a male cheerleader jumping around in a Chippendales outfit. Most of Chippendales, it's known are gay. And then, boom, he looks like he's at gay foam parties. Explain what foam parties are.
A foam party was, they held them at these gay clubs in South Beach where a bunch of gay guys would get on the dance floor, and then they would spray foam in where the foam would go, as that one photo showed, right up to basically their chest level, and then all kinds of unsavory things would happen underneath the foam. Now it's been said that he actually, in this case, it's up to between their chest and their necks. And Rubio said he met his wife at one of these foam parties. So I inquired about that, and what I got in response was a lot of women used to go to these events. They were spectators. And they basically got off on watching these gay guys, cavorting in the suds. Now I think after the Christie endorsement of Trump, I now understand why Chris Christie kept referring to Marco Rubio as the boy in the bubble. He says you got to get out of the bubble. I think what he meant was the bubble bath.
This isn't the student council election, everybody. This is an election for President of the United States. Let's get the boy in the bubble out of the bubble and let's see him play.
And not to be outdone, Ted Cruz is voicing his opinion on Trump's immigration stance in San Antonio. The Dallas Morning News reports the U.S. Senator looking to lock down Texas ahead of Super Tuesday seized upon a BuzzFeed News report that Trump allegedly told the New York Times editorial board in an off-the-record interview that he doesn't believe what he's saying on immigration. Ted Cruz says the voters deserve to know if he says something different when he's talking to the New York Times than when he does when he's talking to the voters, arguing that Trump supports open border Democrats and saying that we need to know before Super Tuesday. Peeling off the veneer of disinformation and fake racism by obvious support, courtesy of Hispanic Americans, reveals that a growing majority of Hispanic Americans understand what Trump is truly saying when he declares that we need to close our borders, recently garnering 44% of the Latino vote at the Nevada caucus. But the naysayers continue to cover their ears because the truth hurts, literally, especially when it's loaded with disease, crime, and terrorism. Jon Bowne for Infowars.com.